In this movie, we're going to make another edit to the Explore California site, and that is that we're going to rename one of our HTML files. From the root of the website, if you go to the menu for tours, you open that up, you scroll down, the first tour here is called Backpack Cal. It has a nice little graphic here called Backpack Cal. The Learn More link will take you to information about it, Backpack Cal, but notice that the name of the file up here is Tour Detail Backpack, and that's it. It doesn't say Backpack Cal. And I'm thinking that there may be a lot of things that are Tour Details Backpack in the future, right? We could have lots of backpacking adventures. We need to be more specific. So we're going to change this file name to be Tour Detail Backpack Cal so that it matches what's on the rest of the page. So that's going to involve renaming the file and also changing some content on some of the pages where we have links to this file. A very common sort of task that one might do with an HTML website. So from inside my project, I could just rename this file. I could go into the operating system and rename the file, but I think it's better to do the rename from inside Git. So there's no changes to my working directory right now. Let's do the rename, Git move, and it's going to be inside the tours directory and the tour detail backpack.html. That's its current name. We're going to move it to tours tour detail backpack underscore cal. So that moved it. If we take a look here, we see that it's moved. In the project, it shows it moved. If we were to go to it in the Finder, we'd see it was moved as well. And if we do get status, it now shows it in the staged items that the item has been renamed. So now we need to track down all the link references to this HTML page. So we'll do that with a global search. I'll look for everything that was backpack.html, underscore backpack.html. You see it came up with 3 instances. I'm going to click on those 3 instances so that they open up for me. And those are the ones I'm going to change. So here's the first one, Backpack Cal, save it and close it. This one's right, Backpack Cal, save it, close it. And the last one, save it and close it. All right, so I made those 3 changes. If we do our global search for backpack.html, we don't find any. And if we do a search for Backpack Cal, we see that all 3 are there. So now we've changed our working directory. Get status. So our working directory has those 3 changes in it. Our staging index has the rename in it. Now I want to make sure that something is super clear to you, which is that if we go right now, without committing anything to our repository, if we go right now to Firefox and we take a look at this, let's go to the top level, Explore California, Tours, here's the tour, the Learn More link, notice where it's going to take me. You can see it at the very bottom of my screen, or I'll go ahead and go there and you can see it up here. It takes me to Backpack Cal. It changed the link already. Just make sure that that's super clear to you. Our working directory is what we're working with. So that's what we're looking at in the browser. The browser has nothing to do with what's in the repository or what's in the staging directory. It's about what's on the file system. So that is our working directory. As we change files, we see them right away in the browser. So we change them, we look at them again, we see if they're right. If you're doing something besides web, if you're compiling code, you can compile your code, see if it runs. Once you've got it exactly like you want, maybe you're restyling the page or something and everything looks just right, then we can come over to Git and say, okay, Git, I've now got my working directory in a state that's ready to commit. I'm ready to commit it. I just want to make sure that you realize that your working directory is what you're working with all the time. That's what you're seeing. What's happening in the staging and the repository are just for Git to use. They're not something that you can work with from your browser or compile or anything like that. You have to bring changes into your working directory in order to be able to work with them. So now we're ready to make our commits. Let's go ahead and do git add, and let's add tours.html. So now it added tours to the list. We also want to add these 2 files that we made changes to. They're both in the same directory, the tours directory. We can actually just say git add tours, and then usually put the slash after it to make sure it knows it's a directory, and everything that's inside of it. You can also put the asterisk after it, which lets it know everything inside of it's a wildcard, but you don't have to. Add everything that's in the tours directory to the staging area. Get status, clear my screen so you can see it better, and now we see those things there. Notice that we don't see separate entries for the rename that we did and for the changes that we made from one file to the other. This is a peculiarity that you need to be aware of. We made changes to the file detail backpack. We changed a URL in it. But Git reports it to us as just being a rename in this case. Let's say that we're about ready to do our commit, and suddenly we get a phone call from the client, and the client tells us that we need to change some things on the contact page that on the comment page there's all these contractions, and we want to take out all those contractions. So let's switch over here. While we've got the client on the phone, we go ahead and just make sure that we've got it all straight. And we say, if you are on this page, we are guessing you have got something to say. Drop us a line. If you are looking for our seasonal tours, take out that extra space. And we do not publish these for everyone, but we will be sure to throw in some cool discounts if you are currently on a tour. So there we've taken out all the contractions and turned them into, oops, I missed one here. Let us know what you are thinking. So we've got them all now. I'm going to save that. We come back over here to get status. Now we've got this additional change here that we made to the contact page. So we get off the phone with the client. We've now made the changes, and we're ready to deal with it in Git. The best practice here is to deal with these as two separate commits. You wouldn't want to add contact into the commit that you're making about tours, because the one about tours is about something different, and we want to try and make our commits related to each other. There's no need for us to break those top three files down any further. They're all related. They're all one conceptual change that we were making at the time, but the conceptual change that we're making to contact is a different one. So let's make them as two different commits. So we're going to say git commit -m, and the first commit is going to be renamed backpack cal file for clarity. And then right afterwards we'll do git commit, and remember I told you the shortcut, git commit a with an m after it, and then we'll say removed contractions from contact page text. And now we've made that one. Git status, our working directory is clean, git log, and we can see both of our commits that we made. Now it's very clear what each one of those commits is doing, the goal that each one is trying to achieve. It takes practice to learn how to group files together and to write good commits for them, but you'll get better at it over time.